Good morning, interwebs. It's about 11:30. I was just coming out to get my hat. My daughter has soccer games today, and she actually has 2 of them because they had one get rained out like 2 weeks ago, I guess. And so they scheduled one today at 1:30 and then another one at 3:30, which is the one that she was supposed to have scheduled to begin with. So that's going to be all sorts of fun, right? I'm really not looking forward to going. Steve is going to make some yummy flank steak, though, before we go. He marinated last night, and so he's going to cook that, and I'm going to make some orzo to go with it. That should be fun and delicious. So I thought that I would show you what my car looked like when I got home from the show yesterday, and I need to unload it, which I will actually probably do after we get home. But I had read somebody's comment that was talking about packing their car, and I thought I would show you. I have been to bigger shows where I had to take more furniture and stuff with me, and then my car usually ends up more full. But this is what it looked like for my not so huge show yesterday. And I never even got this one out, or the purple one back there. There were 2 totes I just didn't even bother unloading. And then I also, in the trunk, is where I keep my folding tables and stuff, and then this box has my bags, both my big and my small ones. I just combined them, and I find that this box is really, really sturdy, so I've been carrying that around with me. And my bird bath just fits nicely right here. I went a long time without having anything heavy in the bottom of it, so I would just, kind of throw it any which way. But it actually has sand in the bottom of it now because kids kept tipping it over. So I took a bag of play sand from little play set thingies that I was selling. I dumped it in the bottom, and it has solved that problem. But now it means it has to stay upright, which is overall not a huge deal. Oh my goodness, I really can't close that. So I'm standing out here realizing that it's probably a little windier than I thought, so I don't know that I'm going to wear my big floppy hat this week, because I don't think it'll stay on my head. So I guess I might just sunscreen my face, and maybe I'll wear a stocking cap. We'll see. What else? Oh! So I was looking at my YouTube-y stuff this morning because I had some comments and things, yay, and I realized that I hit 5,000 views. Actually, it was 5,000 exactly on my lifetime views, so since I started. And I also found out it's 8:45, and I need to go put the kids to bed. We're going to go finish Bliss tonight. I think that's the goal. Or at least finish most of, there's, the last big chapter, and there's, an epilogue, a short little chapter. I don't know that we'll get through both. I don't know if the kids have the energy to get through that. I don't know whether I have the energy to get through that. We spent all day at soccer. So my daughter had a game. She had a makeup game because they had a rain out 2 weeks ago. And so they had a makeup game at 1:30, which meant that we had to be there at 1, which we live a half hour away, so we had to leave here at 12:30. So we do that. Her game is from 1:30 to 2:30, basically. Then we had to hang around because she had a second game at 3:30, which means that it didn't get over till about 4:30, and then we had to drive home, so that made it about 5. And we stopped at Walmart on the way home because I wanted to pick up some clearance bread if they had any, because I had a hankering. So we did, and they had 2 loaves of clearance bread, 50 cents each, which was awesome. So I was able to fulfill my craving for $1. I can handle that. So we spent almost 5 hours today doing soccer related things, which was just long. It was a really long day for the kids. 2 games was too much for these 3rd and 4th graders. They just didn't have the stamina to mentally stay in the game. It wasn't even that they couldn't run around and do that part, because, that is variable. They whine and complain that they're tired anyways, even, if they're just doing an exercise or whatever, a drill. Drill is the word I'm looking for. They complain plenty as it is. But the first game, they actually did really well. And they were really, Steve did like a crash course kind of, they missed practice this week because of the rain and stuff. So Steve did like a crash course, everything they were going to talk about at practice before the game. So they did a few quick drills and then talked about things like staying in your position and passing and going after the ball and continuing to go after the ball, all that good stuff. And in the first game, you could see that the kids were in it and they were trying to execute what they had talked about, and they were very successful because of it. And then in the second game, their brains were just so checked out. It was obvious, and really frustrating. And Steve got a little annoyed, and the parents were all getting a little annoyed. And then it was kind of funny because before the second quarter started, all of a sudden the kids all just kind of like got it. Actually, they all accidentally got in their positions again and made some good plays. I'm sorry, I don't know why I'm sniffling. I made some good plays and scored a couple goals, and suddenly they were all like, whoa, if we do what we're supposed to, it works, I think is how it kind of played out. So the end of the second half was much better and less frustrating, but still, long day. And then when we went to Walmart, and like I said, we got bread, and we came home, and the hankering I was having was for some homemade crazy bread. So I took most of a stick of butter, and I stirred it up with I was going to say there were 2 cloves of garlic, but the cloves were the size of like small heads of garlic. I was going to use 4, and I started chopping, and I was like, Kendra, no. You like garlic, but no. So I just used the 2, and that was okay. And I mixed that in with the butter, and then I mixed some olive oil in, and I split the French bread. They were sesame seed French bread loaves, so I split them in half, and then I spread the garlic butter on all of them, and I threw those in the oven, like 425 for a while, till they were brown. And then I had put up Magda squash and tomatoes this summer, if you would remember that. And so I heated some of that in a pot, and then I used the immersion blender to like stick blender it, and it broke up, the Magda squash. Then it becomes one sauce, but it's thicker, and there's all the good nutrients and good stuff in the Magda squash, but my son won't bulk and not eat it. So I did that, and then I poured some grated Parmesan cheese in it, and I stirred it all around, and it makes like crazy sauce like you get at Little Caesars, which is a childhood favorite of mine. So we had that, and I cut the bread into some like sticks. So we had homemade crazy bread, and since it was a quick meal that I was able to get together quick, Steve after he got home, he took a shower and stuff, and so he stayed up and had dinner with us before he went to bed, which was fun. So we got to spend a little time with him, because even though we were with him at the game, since he was coaching, I wasn't like with him, and it doesn't really count. So that was good, and then the kids played outside, and I worked on, what did I work on? Oh! I was playing with beads, trying to make something, and I didn't like how it was turning out. And then I made something else. And you can see that something else in my Vlogtober project for the day. And it was the thing I was originally going to make is what I ended up making, but I had tried something else and didn't like it. So, I should just go with my instinct, because when I make this list of projects, and they're all things I've thought about. Say hello, Jezebel. Hi. It's again, the cat on the counter. So, that was that. Oh, and today I wore my It's Owl Good shirt with the owl on the front, and it was kind of cool. I don't think I showed you all the shirt that I got at Goodwill a few weeks ago. I had this long sleeve shirt on underneath, and it's like a thermal kind of shirt, but a lightweight one, and I bought it just because I thought it was cute. And when Steve saw it, he goes, hey, you should wear that under your owl t-shirt, because you see, it's yellow. It has like blue and brown owls on it. So I had this on under my t-shirt all day, because it was cold all day. I also was wearing my black and purple snowflake alpaca hat today, too, because I was cold sitting out at the soccer game. But then I got home and it was warm, which is just kind of silly that we're at that point of the year where like the hype of the day doesn't hit till like 6. So the house is kind of warm going to bed, and then by the time I wake up in the morning, it's so cold. But I'm really trying to hold out on turning on the heat, even when it's cold and damp. We'll see how much longer that lasts. Though, I mean, my goal is to just not turn on the heat at all, but we might turn on the heat at some point, because there's really no point in lighting a fire till we can have the fire like going for a decent period of time, because it takes a while with our fireplace to get it up and running, and then it burns really well, like continuously, but stopping and starting is not so great. But you don't really care about that, at least not today, right? Right. So I will talk to you all tomorrow. Nighty night.